Morning everyone, you're joining me on this fine Doncastrian British summer morning. I'm heading towards the train station. Time's just gone 6 in the morning. It's a Saturday morning. You may be wondering why I'm heading there at 6 in the morning on a Saturday. The reason is that if you remember in the previous video, we had some issues with our BMW X5. We had grinding noises driving through the Netherlands. We only sort of just made it to the ferry. We thought about kind of stopping and getting that looked at by breakdown people, so we were worried. Obviously it was quite a loud noise. We decided, and we've thought about this before, but we kind of want a 7-seater car. And the reason is that Rachel's parents also live up here in Doncaster. They're actually from another part of the country. We're originally from Plymouth, but they're from another part of the north. They're not even from here either, so none of us are really from here. But we do like it here. Anyway, they live here, and we used to go on day trips with them when we had just Emily. But now that we have Chloe, we can't really fit everyone in the car. And we did think about it before, but we never really kind of found the right car. We never really properly looked into it enough. And anyway, so I did a bit of digging, and at first I thought of Volvo, but then I kind of thought that's a little bit too sort of not us really. Not that they're bad cars, I'm sure they're good, but we decided to have a look at an Audi Q7. Now the issue is that it is in Axminster, which is back down in Devon where we're from. And it's actually not that close to where we're actually from, which is Plymouth. So it's still quite a way to Plymouth from there. So we're not near family members as such. So I've basically picked one out on the internet, did a lot of looking at different ones available. Again, I've gone for one of the cheapest in the country. So hopefully it won't be a bad ending. But the guy seemed very genuine, had good feedback, really explained what issues there were. Most of them are quite sort of basic, like electronical things that I believe I can look at. Yeah, heater motor needs replacing, a few little things like rear wipers not working, but the car generally is sound. Just passed an MOT. Got 4 new tyres on it. It should be a pretty good car. It has a panoramic sunroof, which we've missed this summer. So it makes it a lot easier to deal with the camera on top of the car. Although I now kind of think, will there be enough room for the camera on top of the car? Anyway, so I'm heading to the station. I've just got to the corner of the station now. I'm heading down, and the plan is to basically get down on I think a train's not until 7:15. So yeah, we're just coming round to it now, to Doncaster station. So I'm going to go and pick up my tickets. I'm heading down to London, and then across from London to Axminster, and then hopefully around about 1 o'clock I should get to Axminster. The guy's going to pick me up from the station, going to go and get the car, and then hopefully I've brought all the stuff with me to stick cameras and stuff on the car. Hopefully the car will all be good, and I will drive it back to Doncaster. But the issue is that if I turn up and the car is just not at all good, or not as described, then I've only got until about 5 o'clock to get on a train back from Axminster, because if you go any later than that I can't make it back to Doncaster. So hopefully within a few hours I can sort of go and check this car out, make sure it's all okay, and then head on with it back to Doncaster, which is about a 5.5-hour drive, and I think it's about a 6-hour train down. I'm just going to check the thing, just check it. Yeah, we're about 5 hours and 50 minutes, so it's almost 6 hours down there, and then it's going to be about 5.5 hours back in the car, all being well. And this is a bank holiday weekend, so the traffic could be bad. So anyway, I'm at the station now, I'm going to go and get my tickets, and hopefully it's going to be a good day. Okay, so I've got my tickets and I'm on platform 1, which I believe is the right platform. I've walked a bit away from the station because there's loads of announcements and they keep talking over me. Yeah, so I'm going to get this Audi. It's an Audi Q7. It's a TDI 3 litre. It's a V6. It's got panoramic sunroof. We're only paid $2,500 for it, or will have done when I get there. So it is one of the cheapest that you'll find online. I'm sure you can find a tiny bit cheaper, but yeah, there was a lot of like sort of, I don't know, this guy really explained the history of the car, whereas like other ones I saw just said it's a car, it's really good, come and get it kind of thing, which in my past has not always worked out. Yeah, so it's about 6:30. I'm just waiting for the train. I think we've got about 3/4 of an hour, which is a bit crazy, but it's nice and calm. It's nice and cool. It's about 13 degrees, so it's not hot out here. Does make a change a bit from Bulgaria and the heat that we had. Oh, I've come back to the announcements area. Anyway, I thought I got far enough away. Anyway, so first heading down to London on the LNER. That should be, I should be getting into London around about 9 o'clock, just before 9 o'clock. And then I've got about an hour to get across London to Waterloo, and then I've got to jump on a Southwest Trains service down to, I think it's Southwest Trains or Southwestern Rail. They change the names all the time, don't they? Yeah, so we're going to be heading down to Axminster on that. So I've only really got 2, well, I've got to go across a tube, but I've only really got 2 trains, so that's quite good. But yeah, as I said before, if this car doesn't work out, I've only got a short amount of time to kind of rebook tickets to get back to Doncaster, or else you get stuck somewhere. Like, I think I might be able to make it to Sheffield, but none of the people up here, none of our family up here have cars and drive, so I would be stuck in Sheffield if I can't get something like a taxi home. So hopefully that won't happen, but I'd have to be on like a train before 5 o'clock, I think, or else I would be stuck in Sheffield. So I will only have a few hours really turnaround to kind of sort everything out, make sure that the car's all right and everything. But yeah, hopefully it'll be all right. I have really read what the guy said and asked lots of questions of him, so yeah, there's a lot, there's announcements, there's just they're always on all the time, so a lot of them are for trains that are not for this area. Okay, so I've now got me coffee from Costa. I've just been checking the National Rail app to make sure everything's good, and it's a bit of a worry actually. Not only is it a bank holiday, so there's potential for a lot of people and disruption and all sorts of stuff. Apparently there's been a landslip somewhere on the route of my next train, so not this train down to London, but yeah, there's been some sort of landslip, and weirdly the train, it gets to Axminster by the looks of it, but after that it doesn't go on from there to Honiton and down to like Exeter, which is what the train would normally do. So hopefully I've been really fortunate, and you know, my bag nearly came off. Hopefully I've been really fortunate and that the train will still make it to Axminster, but it's a bit worrying. I might do some more digging and try and, I've not got long really, I've got about sort of quarter of an hour until my train actually arrives, and yeah, it's a bit of a worry because I don't want to sort of head down to London and then find that the next train doesn't take us on to Axminster. But it does look so far that is what's happening. The train says it's delayed, but it only seems to be like a minute, so let's hope that it's not sort of a dead loss already at this beginning of the day. But yeah, the train system here has been a bit mad for a while. I think had a lot of problems in the UK with it, but yeah, hopefully we can still make it to Axminster today. But it does look a bit ropey with words like landslip. Anyway, I need to get off this and go and do some reading just to make sure I'm not getting on a train that I can't get on another train from where I get to. Yeah, so I'm going to go and check that out. Okay, so I've just taken a look at South West Railway's app, or South Western Railway, on their website, sorry, and there was like a journey planner thing on there. I've had a look, and it looks by some extreme fortune that the last stop on the train is now going to be Axminster. Again, you know, it does say that it's because of a landslip. So there's a landslip after Axminster, and so luckily, you know, it's probably ruined a lot of people's trips, but luckily for us, we can make it to Axminster, but no further than that, which is where we want to go. So that's incredibly lucky. So if I was going to go to Honiton or Exeter, I wouldn't have made it to there, and I would have had to have cancelled the day. But by some luck, which I don't know if that's a good sign, basically the train does go to Axminster and stops there, and it clearly says that there was a landslip after Axminster, or at least it says it will stop there due to a landslip after it. So hopefully we're still good to go, but there was a storm yesterday that hit the country, so I'm guessing it's something to do with that, and there was strong winds yesterday evening, so maybe there's been something that happened overnight. But it looks like the trains are running all the way to Axminster by some amazing coincidence. Okay, I think I'm on the right train. Basically just waiting for it to go now. It was a bit quick to arrive, and I didn't really look at the board, but I'm pretty sure it's the right one. And yeah, I'm on my way down to London now, and then we'll jump on the tube across. Got about an hour to get to Waterloo, and then basically I've got to get on the South West Railway train to Axminster, which looks like Axminster's the last stop now, and then hopefully this car's good and it'll all be alright, and yeah, hopefully everything's going to plan so far. Okay, so I've just got into King's Cross, and I now need to find my way to Waterloo. The train was slightly delayed, but only by a few minutes. Something to do with a slow train in front of us. We've done basically an hour and 50 minutes, nearly 2 hours of the first part of the journey. It looks like we've got lucky on the next train, because that looks like it's still going and is on time, and it looks like the last stop is Axminster. Now I've got about an hour to get across London and get to the next train, which is at Waterloo, so I've got to get a tube across. Not sure if my ticket includes the tube or not, so I need to find out. Never got asked for a ticket on the train whatsoever, so it's another time where you could have got on the train and literally not paid and just gone all the way to London, and probably could have paid from London to Axminster. Obviously you shouldn't do that, but just how many times I get on this train and they never take a ticket. There are barriers though, but it looks like they're letting people through down there, so you know, you kind of got like open barriers there. Okay, let's crack on and see if we can get over to Waterloo. Oh, here we go, so Victoria line. So there we are. So that's what we've got to do. Basically got to go to Victoria line, which looks like it's through over here. I'm not sure if my ticket includes the tube. I don't think it does, so I'm going to probably have to use my bank card to get in. But this is quite a cool thing that you can do here. So if you've got like a UK bank card or any bank card, but obviously you don't want one that's going to charge you roaming fees or whatever, you know, fees for being abroad. But let me just get my card out. So yeah, what you do is you just tap on the pay thing and it'll just let you straight through. Then you can basically just tap in and tap out anywhere. So it's quite good. You used to have to queue up and get tickets and stuff, and now you can just tap in and tap out. So I think I've been doing it for a while, but you used to have to get an Oyster card, or you used to have to buy a ticket, and sometimes it's busy in London, so you know, so that's good. Anyway, I think we're down this escalator ahead, and then hopefully heading to the Victoria line to Oxford Circus. So let's hope I don't mess it up in London. Basically, I've got to get on that train to Axminster, and hopefully then there's no more disruptions. Been good so far, slight delays, but and a landslip has basically stopped anybody getting to Exeter, so Axminster is the last stop on my train, so hopefully everything's still good and we can make it to the car. Made it to Waterloo, underground station at least. I just got to tap out through the barrier. Again, you just sort of put your card in there, and then what it does, what it will do is it will only charge me for like the journey I've just made. So it understands where you've been, which barriers you've been through, and will charge you the cheapest ticket. If you go around London all day, it'll charge you like the cheapest day price for that day. So like you will only pay what you should really for just going up the escalators now. Yeah, so you'll only pay for like the day, but if you only do like one journey, then they'll charge you for that, so it's quite smart. The only thing is, I realised that my ticket does include tube travel now, so I shouldn't have done it. But it doesn't matter, it's a useful thing for people to know anyway, and I quite like doing it. Don't know why I want to pay extra money, but anyway. Yeah, so we're out into Waterloo now. I've not been to this station for quite a while actually. We used to come here quite a lot when we lived in Gosport, but now we don't really come to this station very often, so yeah, quite a big station, quite a nice station. It's not as nice as King's Cross, but so 10:20. Yeah, I don't know this. Oh yeah, 10:20 to Axminster. It's up there. Don't know if the camera will pick it up. 10:20 to Axminster. It's up on the board anyway. So I think we've been incredibly lucky that the train is still going to Axminster, even though it's stopping before Honiton, because that's the station we need to get to. So pretty crazy. If I remember this station well, the trains are usually already on the platform by now, so you can kind of go through the barriers and then hope for the best that you've gone to the right train, but I don't know if that's a prudent thing to do today. I mean, I think my tickets are valid on any train, so I think I could get the one that's an hour later, but obviously I don't want to mess the guy around. I've told him that I'll be there at 1 o'clock, so I want to try and arrive at 1 o'clock as I agreed. Anyway, I'm going to probably be going through these barriers, or these sort of barriers, yeah, heading on the last sort of 3 hours or so of the journey, basically. Hopefully everything will be as straightforward as it's been so far. Hopefully the car will be as straightforward as it's been. So I don't know if I have a sat nav in the car, or a working sat nav at least, and so I might have to memorize the route and make sure that I know which roads to take, which I think I can do. I don't think it's that difficult. I just got to kind of get myself to the M5. Once I'm on the M5, I know where I am. But yeah, let's crack on and see if we can find this train. Picked up some lunch from the Whistle Stop in front of me, the shop over there. Around about £6 for a sandwich and a drink. Got cheese and onion, I've not had that for a while, and salt and vinegar, which is basically salt and vinegar, but anyway. But what was interesting was they had Dr. Pepper. Not seen that around for a little while, so thought I'd grab a Dr. Pepper, and just waiting now for the train. They don't really know which platform it's going to be. I think it's going to be 8. That's what my app's telling me. But I'm going to get this stuff put in my bag, and I'm not going to eat it, I think, until on the train. I just wanted to get something because there probably won't be anything available on the train. So, and it's a train where you don't get reserved seats, so you've just got to try and find a seat. I'm hoping, because it's been really quiet so far for a bank holiday, that I'll find like a really good seat, but I think I will, but I don't know. It's raining outside in London, just looking out the door there. Don't know if you can make that out, but of course nearly everything's undercover for, between King's Cross and here, so I haven't really got wet. So I'm going to pack this stuff up, and then I'm going to sort of loiter around and see if I can get on my train as early as possible so I can get a good seat, and hopefully I'll be on my way to Axminster and there won't be any disruptions. And I'll probably send the guy a message just to make sure he knows that I'm still coming. I didn't tell him I was coming from Doncaster. I sort of said the London train, so anyway, he probably thinks I'm coming from London. So anyway, I am going to go and sort all that out and find my train. made it on the Axminster train. It was platform 8 in the end, which was the one they predicted all the time. Does look like it could be busy because it's only a 3-carriage train, so but it looks like it's all on time and everything, so that's not a bad thing. But yeah, basically I'm on the train now, pretty sure it's the right one, and just waiting for it to go, and hopefully they let the guy know that I'm on my way and that I'm not delayed currently. So yeah, not bad, but it does look like it could get busy to me. There's quite a few people ahead of us here. Anyway, so yeah, just waiting for it to set off now. I think we've got about so we've got about 10-15 minutes really before it goes. It's meant to leave at 10:20, so it's only 10:07 at the moment, so we've got a bit less than 15 minutes to go. Anyway, I'm glad to have just got to this train and to be on it really. What we're hearing about landslides and other things, and hearing trains delayed everywhere and cancelled because no staff. So I was a bit worried that this train wouldn't go, so pretty happy to be on it. But I am sort of going to the southwest, and there are not a lot of trains in that area, so if things go wrong, it's going to be hard to sort of get back, I think, without the car working properly. So let's hope that this has been a risk worth taking, really. Hopefully it has. But yeah, I'm going to hope that it has been. Yeah, looking forward to getting underway now. Not far from Axminster now. Train slightly delayed, I think. Well, it is. It's about 10 minutes delayed, something like that, 10-12 minutes. But yeah, getting nervous now because hopefully this car's all good. Soon find out. But yeah, it won't be long before we're in Axminster. Apparently there's going to be replacement rail services for anyone going on further, like Exeter. Because this train will stop at Axminster. They still haven't sorted the landslip ahead, so I guess it's because it's bank holiday weekend, maybe they have to wait till that's over, I'm not sure, but there will be bus services if anyone's going on. Luckily it doesn't affect me because I'm just stopping at Axminster. The guy's going to meet me in the car park in his new Q7, so not in the one that I'm buying. So that's another thing. But I guess he just doesn't want to put extra mileage on it. But hopefully it's all good, and hopefully there's nothing wrong with it. And yeah, the train was quite busy as well up until, you know, kind of Dorset, maybe just a bit before. So it's been pretty busy. It's only 3 carriages, so it's quite a small train. Yeah, I remember these trains being a lot bigger when I used to use them years ago. But yeah, nearly into Axminster. Hopefully the guy has hung around in the car park and doesn't think that I'm not coming or something. But yeah, hopefully all is well, and the next time you see me I'll be maybe in a Tesco car park or something telling you that the car's all good. But let's see how we get on. It should be arriving into Axminster anytime now, I think. Yeah, I think that looks like the sort of town centre area over there. Here we go, yeah. So it shouldn't be long now. Right, wish me luck. Okay, I have got the car. The guy was actually a really nice guy. We worked in similar industries actually, so we had quite a bit to talk about. So it's now round about nearly 3 o'clock, so left quite a while after because I was having a good chat with him. But this is the car. It's an Audi Q7, of course. Probably better over this angle. But yeah, not a bad car. I parked up in the Tesco, which is quite hard to find the entrance to. Car all seems pretty good. Drives really well. Has got the panoramic sunroof, as I thought it would. There does seem to be enough space to put a camera on the top there. Everything seems alright. Looking inside, that's my jacket there, so you've got all the sort of like, yeah, looks reasonably tidy. It probably needs a little bit of a clean, but nothing major. Yeah, all looking good, pretty happy with it. Full leather seats. This is the S-Line model as well, so so it's the kind of like decent version, I think. Yeah, not bad. I think it does have the 7 seats obviously, but you can't really see those yet. The boot doesn't really, he did say the boot didn't work that well. Does need help apparently, so you got to sort of push it up and then it will open, but it wants to kind of come back down again. But yeah, that's the boot. I don't want to sort of get too sort of comfortable under it at the moment, but it does work. I think I just got to get the knack of it. The 7 seats, you know, the extra 2 seats are there. It's got one of those kind of divider things, so that's good. So we will have the 7 seats. You know, bodywork isn't too bad. Not going to say that it's perfect, but obviously it's fine. But yeah, it's an old car, gotta remember that. Obviously inside again, saw it from the other angle, looks alright. Basically I've just stopped in the local Tesco to have a look, and then I didn't want to film at the guy's house because obviously he doesn't really know that I'm filming, and I didn't want to put him off from selling the car to us, so yeah, so it's not, you know, it's mostly alright I think. But basically, yeah, no, it is in good nick, to be fair. I mean, I've only paid 2,500 for it, so not a huge amount of money for this sort of car, but it does drive really well, so I'm really happy with that. So yeah, so what I've got to do now, so I'm going to pop in the Tesco and just see if they've got any like phone holders or anything, because obviously I can't really see where I'm going at the moment, sat nav wise. So I'll see if they've got something in there. I need to pop in and use the toilet anyway, if they have got like some, you know, something for, I'll just check that I haven't put the key back in the car. Pretty sure I've got it here somewhere. Yeah, just make sure because I don't want to lock myself out on the first time we get it. But yeah, I mean, looks kind of tidy. It's got a weird sort of like custom plate which makes it look older than it is. It's an 07 model. But yeah, not too bad, and drives really well so far, so that's a good thing. But yeah, I need to fit up all the cameras and stuff that we normally put into the cars, and I couldn't really do that at his house, so thought I'd come out to Tesco and do it here. But it's really confusing. There's like a petrol station, and then you've got to kind of go down round a really weird route to get to the actual store. This is Axminster, and yeah, it's very awkward to find your way around if you don't know where you are, I think. So anyway, I'm going to go into Tesco and see if I can get some stuff, maybe, you know, maybe whatever for the car, you know, like a thing to hold the sat nav. If not, I think I know my way. I just think I need to follow the A358. But yeah, looking okay. You know, the guy just got a newer Q7, that's why he was selling it. He's had this for 4 years, so it made sense. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's an older car, but it's like, you know, it's okay. Looks fine for what we want to do with it, which is be able to take everybody out, because we need a 7-seater for the girls and Rachel's parents, or else we can't fit everyone in the car. Yeah, so I'm going to head into Tesco, get myself sorted out, and then hopefully set everything back up on the car, and then we'll be on our way back to Doncaster. Okay, so we are still, well, I'm still in the Axminster car park, the Tesco car park, and so now I'm going to head off, just checking that I've got everything right. New car, I'm not quite used to it yet, so basically I'm heading off. I put the camera on top of the thing, I've got the sunroof open up there. I think I sort of understand how it works. I think you close it like that, yeah. Right, so it's going to close over now. Yep, so obviously we don't want to get wet if it does rain. It's quite sunny at the moment. But yeah, just trying to get my head around everything and how everything works. You know what it's like when you get a new car, you're not sure basically what's going on. But yeah, everything seemed alright. The guy showed me around the car and sort of explained all the different things. I mean, he wrote a very good description of it on eBay, so it seemed very trustworthy to me. But yeah, I'm heading away, and it's now 3:20. I got to Axminster around 1 o'clock, maybe 1:20, so I'm about 2 hours I've been here. And that's mainly because we just sat around having a chat about work and stuff that we'd done in the past. You know, he was in the same industry, so very interesting. Right, I wasn't able to get, I mean, I managed to get a drink from Tesco, but I wasn't able to get a very, they did have like some sort of phone holder, but I wasn't confident in it. So what I need to do now is find my way. He has given me lots of fuel though, so that's pretty good. So what I want to do actually is, I think, go back on myself in a second. So I want to just have a quick look on my sat nav, just to sort of give me an idea of where I've got to go, because I don't actually know. So I'm just pulling over to have a quick look. So I've stopped. Rachel just messaged me, she's just wondering when I'm heading off. Right, so I now need to set myself to where we're going. Right, hang on, so got directions to where we're going. Right, it's going to be 4 hours and 16 minutes by the looks of it. So I just want to make sure that I'm going the right way, so I'm going to kind of put it on the seat. Yep, indicators work. It is quite busy at the moment because it's like a Tesco that's got like, it's really quite sort of, you know, difficult round here because it's quite sort of small. Everything, all the roads are small, everything's kind of, you know, not what I'm used to as well. So hopefully, right, so just need to get onto this road. I think it's sending, I know it is sending me left, so a bit nervous about that. Yeah, so I'm going to go left here, which means going back through the town centre, which I'm not that keen on. There was quite a small town centre. But yeah, I've got my window down because the air conditioning isn't working fully at the moment. It does sort of kick out cold air, but there's no motor. The fan went, he was saying, so I need to get the fan done. I mean, I knew all this before I bought the car. So I had to, oh, hang on, this ain't good. My settings have gone back, which is annoying. Yeah, so I've got to go straight on through. Yeah, it's very difficult when you don't have a proper working sat-nav. And it's a very small road, so I'm taking it very careful here because I don't want to crash this car straight away because obviously I've only just got it. And the main reason for getting this car was that we want a 7-seater really. I mean, the BMW is playing up, but it's not, I don't know, it's like a small noise, but it's like not terrible. Oh, hang on, here we go, Taunton Chard. So I just saw a road sign that like I recognise, and so I'm happy with that. Just follow the Taunton Chard. So I know I've got to get to Taunton where the M5 is. So as long as I can get there, actually it's this way I think. Hang on. Ah, no. Yeah, hang on. Where am I going? I don't think I'm going round in circles here. Hang on a minute. What's going on here? I think this is, don't know. There was a sign. Now I'm going to have to go back round again, I think. Yeah, this is the thing. If you don't know exactly where you're going, then you kind of get into all difficulties, really. And that's exactly what I'm doing now. Because there's small little places in Devon, so I think we're right on the edge of Somerset, and it's very busy. It's a Saturday, it's very busy. No one's sort of like letting me through, annoyingly. I mean, they don't have to, I suppose. Oh yeah, someone else. But yeah, I want to kind of follow the right way, so they're very small roads. It's a very small place compared to Doncaster and Plymouth really. So yeah, I'm straight on now on this road this way. Yeah, just giving the car a little bit of a test anyway. Yeah, it's a little bit noisy on the suspension because he said that the roll bar needs some bushes replacing. The guy had very good feedback and everything. He was taking a risk, you know, kind of posting it on his, you know, proper account. I saw lots of people selling cars, and they just didn't, you know, they had like a new profile just for selling that car, and I kind of thought, well, you know, you can't really trust that. Whereas you can sort of trust somebody who's kind of giving you a big description of the car, told you how long they've had it, told you all the bits they've had done, told you what's wrong with it. I mean, it's not a perfect car, there's definitely bits that need doing, but they're not hugely expensive bits. And with a car like this, you know, you need as much information as possible to give you good advice to go with. So I'm sort of heading back to where he took me. So anyway, yeah, so I'm hopefully heading towards Taunton, and then I'll be back on the, you know, I'll be on the M5 then, and I can sort of head on the motorway. It's all kind of small roads here, but yeah, everything, you know, the car's been driving okay, even just from where, you know, I've been in little small lanes and stuff, and you know, car seems alright, but obviously I've not got out on the motorway yet. I mean, guys seem trustworthy, but obviously you can't be 100% certain, can you, these days? But yeah, I think once I get to Taunton and I get on the M5, it's pretty straightforward and I'm away from there. But yeah, I've got the window open because I need like airflow really. Hopefully the camera is still up there. I can't really see it, but you know, it should be. So we don't want to lose another camera. We think that we lost the 360 camera on the trip home. Like, we saw it in Ramaniku Valchai in Romania. I remember moaning because it was oh yeah, there's squeaky brakes. I remember moaning that there was an issue. Rachel put it in the bottom of the pram and I was trying to fold the pram up, but we're almost certain that we wouldn't have just put it on the floor or something, so we don't really know what none of us really. Well, Rachel was sure she put it in the back seat in the pocket, but we don't know where we last saw it, what happened to it. You know, it's a camera that you kind of use every now and then, and so it's not something that you might use all the time. So, but I remember charging it in Ramaniku. Anyway, we lost it, which is a real shame. It's a relatively expensive camera. So ideally we don't want to lose the GoPro, which is on the roof. We want to kind of preserve that if we can, and hopefully it will record our footage as well for driving back. So should be up there. It's pretty metallic. One thing I can probably do is open it. I might be able to feel if it's still there. I can't really. Yeah, the cable's still there, so that's something. So yeah, obviously just, I mean, it was there when I left for Tesco. I put it on the roof. It's all magnetic, it's all very well sort of secured. It made it all the way through Europe on the top of a car, so it should be alright. One of the reasons we wanted to get the panoramic sunroof again was, you know, or a sunroof in general, was that it is a good thing because you can, you know, Rachel can see if the camera's running from the back of the car, which you can't really do, you know, when you haven't got a sunroof. So yeah, you can do it with an app, but you know, with an app, it's, you know, sometimes they disconnect. You know, some weird issues can occur where there's a reason why it can't connect to it, but the camera's still running, because Bluetooth can be a bit iffy. It mostly works, but you know, you're never sure if it's really off or not. If you can't see the red light flashing, you know it's off. So that was one of the reasons that we wanted the sunroof again, but they can go badly wrong. I mean, we had one on our old X5, the E70. That car, you know, that car had a problem, and I tried to open the sunroof, and then it started raining. And luckily in the garage we've got, you know, we had enough room to just about get the X5 under there. Phoned up a few people, nobody was interested in doing it at all. That's another problem in the UK, is finding people to do things, actually fix things. Anyway, no one was wanting to do it, so I had to do it myself. I had to buy another sunroof, and I replaced the panoramic sunroof with the help of Rachel's dad, and Rachel. We had to lift it all in there, and it wasn't that hard actually. Just bolted it in place, clicked in the, you know, plug, and it kind of worked. But yeah, this one's quite a different mechanism. It's like a sort of turny knob rather than a button. Also, this doesn't seem to have, this seems to have like a kind of mechanical, mechanical parking brake, which is good because the electric one failed on the X5. So yeah, not a bad little car by seems of it so far. I mean, I haven't properly driven it around, but it's one of the cheapest in the country again, so we have to be careful. So it was 2,500. Most of them I was seeing were around 3,000 up to 4,000, maybe even 5,000. So $2,500 was quite a low price for one of these, but you know, what the story the guy had written about it convinced me that he was honest and decent, and and I spent a couple of hours, well, maybe an hour in his house chatting with him, and he seemed really nice. He had a really nice house and everything, so yeah, it was nice to have a chat. And so he seemed all right, so hopefully we're all good. But I suppose you can never be 100% certain, but he came across as completely genuine to me. The car did struggle to start a bit in the Tesco there, and I think he did say that it could maybe do with a new battery, so that might be something I need to do. But he said the earth, basically they have an issue in these cars where the earth kind of links degrade, and you need to kind of put a stronger earth link. And he showed me the earth cable that he'd had done, and it was quite a small cable, and the pictures I've seen of people doing it, they were very thick cable. So anyway, he said it could do with a better one. So, but my gut feeling is a battery, because he said it's been 4 years in the car, so when you've got a lot of technology and stuff, chances are that you could have an issue. Also, he gave me a little jump starter, which was a bit of a worry, because one of those sort of ones you get off Amazon that you just jump start the car from a battery. So whether he thought there was going to be an issue on the way home, he said it always starts, and to be fair to him, it did start. It just seemed to be a bit very hesitant to start, so could be a worry, but it did start. So let's see how we get on. And to be honest, I hadn't been long in the Tesco, so I doubt I've used up I doubt I used much power. But could it be that he said he changed the starter motor, he changed the starter motor, I think, changed the battery obviously when he got it, but it's 4 years old now. And I could it be the alternator? Could it be not charging properly? I don't know. At the end of the day, there might be little gremlins like that, but I got this car for $2,500, so not a huge amount for Q7. It's got 7 seats, is what we could do with, and yeah, nice car really. I just hope the camera is still on the roof. I mean, the power bank's definitely on the roof. I can't imagine the camera would have gone anywhere. That's on there. You got to kind of just let it, do its thing. Hopefully it's there. I forgot the phone that I used to connect to the camera, so I can't see, using Bluetooth or whatever, whether it's there or not. And I do have my iPhone with me, but can't really be bothered to set that up to do it. Just don't want to waste the power and stuff, so because I might need that to phone the AA or something later on, who knows. So, but yeah, basically I'm going to be heading towards Taunton, and hopefully, fingers crossed, got no dashboard wood to touch on this one. It's all silver metallic style trim, so I can't really touch any of that, but yeah, fingers crossed we get back. So hopefully, I mean, so far the car is driving about. The guy just got a new Q7, he'd driven this for a while, so we all do that. So I've done that in the past. I bought a newer car and then sold the older car, so it does happen. Now, he didn't sell it for a high price. So yeah, anyway, I'm heading on, and yeah, hopefully I can find the motorway. I'm going down the A358, so I'm heading on, and hopefully soon I will be near Taunton joining the M5. turns out the car does have a navigation as well, so I've used the nav in the car to find my way to the M5. I'm now going round the roundabout to it, hopefully. And yeah, no, it's got like a navigation system. It's probably quite old maps, so, but it should get us to Doncaster, I would have thought. In fact, it is old maps, because this is obviously a new roundabout here, and it seems to be taking us it's like a bit confused, I think, that it's like where it is. So, but there we go. Yeah, seeing signs now for the Midlands and London and Bristol, and that's what we want to do. We want to head that way towards London and Bristol, I guess. Find the right ones. M5 North. I'm in the right lane, I think. But yeah, so far the car's been going okay, I think. It's hard to tell when you first get in a sort of car, because you don't know what it's like. You don't know, whether things it's doing is normal or not. Seems to be running okay. Everything's good. I've put the window up because you won't be able to hear me around here because the wind is really bad. I think it is not kicking out too cold an air at the moment. The fan is gone, like he said, so we know that. So I think, yeah, it's like a 30 or 40 quid job, I think, that you can do yourself, so it's not very expensive to fix the fan. So it's pretty good. But yeah, I'm just trying to find the M5 North at the moment. There we go. Yeah, I can see it ahead of me now. So that's good. Hopefully the camera's still on the roof, because basically or else I'm just recording and won't be able to show you in front. But yeah, basically it does seem okay. I mean, I don't know 100% yet, because obviously I'm not used to driving it. But everything seems to be as I would expect it to be. I've only really had like one Audi before, I think. I had an A6 years ago, which is like an LPG Audi, and that wasn't the the best version of an Audi that you could have, I don't think. It was customized to be LPG, so it wasn't like factory. And that did have quite a lot of gremlins, so I don't know Audis, like the best Audis well. I mean, I've mainly had BMWs and cars like that, so yeah, hopefully it's all good. I'm hoping all the windows are up. I can sort of hear noise from the panoramic sunroof. I wonder if I've opened the back sunroof. I might have done, so see if I can make sure that's closed. I think it's closed. Yeah. It seems alright on the motorway so far, already up to 70 and not anything weird happening. Seems to be the right revs, so about 2,000 revs at 70, so it's not, maybe just a bit over that. 2,000 slightly over, so I think that's alright. No warnings or anything on the car. The steering seems fine. No massive shaking or anything in it. I mean, when we got the Range Rover, that thing used to shake at like, if you went to like 80 miles an hour, it'd be like quite juddery. So we drove that right across Europe. So yeah, there's issues with cars, you have to be careful. This has got paddle gears as well, so it's actually got paddles to drop the gears, so that's pretty cool, because the BMW we got at the moment, the F15, the one that we got for the last trip to Bulgaria, that was the cheapest X5 in the UK at the time. I mean, I think it still is, to be honest with you. And that had the paddle shift things as well, so that's pretty cool. I don't know whether to try them or not on here on the motorway. I don't want to drop the gear and have the revs fly up, but it might be worth trying that at some point. But no, I think it's driving pretty well. Very steady on the motorway. I can hear sort of like whether there's like, whether that's just coming through the vents maybe. There's definitely a sound at the back, so I don't know if I've got the sunroof closed at the back. I need to make sure that that is, just make sure that's closed. Oh, hang on, that's different. So I found a button, that button up there seems to do the actual, you know, that does the other thing. He said the sunroof was all working. There's like a twin sunroof, so you've got a sunroof at the back, sunroof at the front. So the only thing is it has been raining today, so I just want to make sure that I don't have it open, because if I have it open, if it does rain again on the way home, it looks glorious at the moment. It was like kind of raining all the way down on the train. Through London was rainy. But as we got closer to, well, as I got closer to Axminster, it seemed to be nicer and nicer. So yeah, but yeah, not a bad little car. Few sort of like scratches on the paintwork and stuff, but not like, you know, overly, just wear and tear over the years. Of course, it's like a sort of colour that scratches, I think, well, if you know what I mean. So but yeah, heading up the motorway now, heading towards Bridgewater Services. Wondering if I should stop in there and just check the sunroof quickly before I keep going on further. Just make sure that it definitely isn't, you know, open, because I don't want it to be open. I don't know all the controls yet, and I did press that button, so it might be that I've opened it when I shouldn't have done. Obviously I wanted to open this one, so but maybe I should take some time to just quickly work that out and make sure I've got it right, because I don't want to like kind of have it open and then if it rains, you know. And also I can check that I've still got the camera on the roof, which I believe it is. Normally I've got Rachel in the back and the kids, so they can go, yeah, there's a camera there, there's a camera there, which I haven't got today. So a really cool thing was he left a load of fuel in the car, so I think we've got enough fuel to get us home, but at least very close. So I think he said we had about 300 miles worth of fuel in there, and it's saying that there's 216 miles to go. I think it was saying 260 or something maybe when we were at 300 miles, so I don't think I can see like how much is left at this sort of yeah, I don't think I've got that option on this screen at the moment. I haven't worked out all the kind of computer screens yet, so right, so I think the services are up here. Just turn it off. Yeah, Bridgewater Services. Yeah, don't think it's my favourite services, if I remember the M5 well. I think it's quite a basic one, I'm not sure. We'll have a look. Not that that matters. We're not looking to stop for anything. Check your tyres regularly. I haven't rechecked the tyres, I just saw the sign saying that. Right, so I'm going to head down here and then it's to the right. Yeah, I just need to just have another quick look around. I think that's the thing, it's not like checking things out properly. You see, you get a car and then you got, you know, we were in a quite sort of crazy place. Axminster's not like, it's a small place. The Tesco wasn't that big, you know, it wasn't an easy place. Like, it wasn't a big Tesco Extra with a massive car park where you could kind of sit at the end of the car park and, you know, have a lot of space around you. I was kind of like in amongst everybody. There was a lot of people going shopping. The tills were really busy. I managed to get water. That was about it. They did have phone chargers and stuff, but I just kind of didn't go for it because it didn't look like it would fit in the car very well. It didn't like attach to the vents or whatever, so I would have liked to have had it attached to the vent. There's no point buying stuff, I think, if you're just going to use it for 5 minutes anyway. Once I'm on the motorway, I knew where I was going pretty much. So yeah, I'm going to pop into services. One thing to say, the engine temperature stuck right at middle, exactly what I would be expecting. So it's bang on correct, or at least I believe it's correct. You know, coming from a BMW point of view, that's where I would expect it to be, and I imagine Audi would be the same. And yeah, everything seems right. One thing it doesn't have in these Audis is like the nice sort of soft touch. I remember these services now. It's absolutely horrific. It's got like it's got like a height thing, and I just think the camera would hit it, so I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go that way at all, because yeah, I remember this now. It's got like a multi-story car park. It's a really horrific service. I hope the camera is on there because I can show it to you. But yeah, I remember how much we hate this services, to be honest with you. I'm going to go and park over where the lorries would be, because there's no way I'm going anywhere near that height limit. Yeah, it's not good. Anyway, I'm just going to go and park where the lorries probably park for 2 seconds. Don't know if I'm allowed to, but I'm sure it won't matter for a few minutes. I'm literally going to be checking the sunroof and then, you know, heading on again. So let's just see what we can do. I just want to have a quick look. But yeah, I don't want to park in that. I remember that multi-story car park, and the issue is with the camera on top of the car, it's going to be slightly sort of too it's going to be too tall, really. Right, I'm also not going to turn the engine off because I again don't 100% trust the battery at the moment and the charging, so I'm not going to do that. So right, I'm going to have a quick look to see if everything's all good and then come back. So the back sunroof doesn't seem to work, which is strange because I thought he told me it did. Maybe he just hadn't tested it for a while, I don't know. But yeah, it doesn't seem to work, weirdly. And it's not like completely down, so I don't know if me pressing the button has sort of like made it open. I mean, it's not like I'm desperate to have a rear sunroof, because it's basically, this is a twin sunroof system, and I'm not like desperate to have it or anything, but obviously I don't want it to leak, so hopefully it won't. I think I'm going to go back out this way. Yeah, so that's a bit of a bummer, because I wasn't expecting that. But hopefully that's not the case, and hopefully it's better than I think. But yeah, it's a little bit of a worry, because obviously I didn't expect it to kind of look like it does. He said it doesn't leak, but I don't know if that's before anyone played with it, because I might have pushed the wrong button, because obviously I didn't know how to open the panoramic sunroof at first, because it's a knob, and then there's also a kind of rear one as well, and I think I pushed that one first thinking it was that, because it looked like a button for a sunroof. So obviously I pressed that thinking it's the right one, so I hope that I haven't done anything silly and sort of like made it, you know, open. Now what usually happens with these is that they have like a kind of thing underneath that catches water, and there's like a drain, so even if water does get in, it doesn't always end up in the car. Obviously if you leave it open, then the thing in the middle, you know, the hole in the middle would actually leak into the car. But the idea is that water's not meant to be, you know, it's not necessarily perfectly sealed. What can happen is water can sort of go down onto a tray and then escape out the back. So, but obviously it's a bit of a problem if you have like a lot of water coming in the back. You know, if you have a torrential storm or something, then you're going to have an issue. So hopefully that's not the case, and you know, hopefully I haven't messed it up. But when I looked at the car, I thought in Tesco everything looked nice and flat, but then maybe I didn't look properly, I don't know. Anyway, the camera was still on the roof and was still recording, so yeah, it's a bit of a mistake really. But I don't know. I mean, it could have been like that the whole time, but he said it was working, so I don't know. I mean, he seemed like a genuine guy, so, but you know, you can never be certain. And then also, maybe it was working the last time he checked, maybe he hadn't fully checked it since, you know, just assumed it was still working. Or maybe there's something weird about it, like you've got to you know, open it a certain way, and you know, you can't, like, just checking the washer things, and it does seem to work, so not perfect, but it works. Looks like the washer motors are a bit, yeah, it might be clogged up actually. We're lucky on the other side, it looks like it's heading, you know, looks like it's all snarling up on the other side, so we're lucky to be going north at the moment. Obviously it could get worse further up because it's busy. Yeah, I mean, I think these are the things with new cars, you're just never sure what's wrong. You know, there's bound to be, you know, he did give me a list of things that were wrong, and there were nothing major. Obviously the air conditioning was one of them. There is air coming out of it at the moment, but that's because I'm literally, you know, going down the motorway. It's not coming out fast, so some air is being forced through. But obviously it needs a new blower motor in there to kind of push the air through, and he said that before that went, it was kicking out cold air, so let's hope that's true. But yeah, you know, I don't want to believe that he's lied about stuff like the sunroof, because he seemed like a nice guy, and I don't think he was lying. Just heading on to the M42 now, so on slip road for that. Yeah, that sort of puts us in the right direction for going towards the northeast, which is of course the direction we need to go. We've come from the southwest of the UK, and we're heading towards the northeast of England. Well, the north of England for us, like South Yorkshire. Obviously if you carried on, you'd be going up towards Newcastle, where we came down from earlier, before this video. When we came back from Bulgaria, and yeah, so now I'm in the road that takes us onto the M42. Everything's going okay still, fingers crossed. Don't know why I'm always so superstitious around cars, because I've had so many bad issues, and you're probably thinking, well, that's because you keep going buying the cheapest car, and to be honest, it's not, because we have bought expensive cars before. The BMW X5 E70 that we bought was like, I think like 11 grand or maybe even 12 grand when we bought it, and we bought it from a dealer, and we drove it back to Bulgaria, and about, I don't know, 10 miles away from Bulgaria we got like the orange amber light for the engine come on. So, you know, and I took it into BMW, and it was like an injector that needed changing. So we have, you know, we have bought cars, and you know, at higher end, you know, that was a car that had, I think, lowish mileage at the time, and like, you know, we bought it, we had all the specs, you know, like really high spec, you know, really good service history, only had like one owner or something before us. So, you know, there was a lot of, you know, you can do the right thing sometimes and it still go wrong. So there's no, cars are mechanical, you know, they're weird, they can go wrong, you know, no matter what. Do you know what I mean? So you could buy, I mean, we've had old cars that we paid like next to no money for that have been really reliable. We've had newer cars that we've bought and paid loads of money for, and they've let us down immediately. We've had ones that were cheap and let us down immediately. So, you know, it's a mixed bag with cars. You can't be, you know, I think I'll be glad when I've finally got an electric car. Do you know what I mean? Just because I think that there's less to go wrong on them. I know there'll be a load of people going, batteries, you know, all sorts of things about, you know, loads of conspiracy theories about them. At the end of the day, I don't really get it. I kind of think, you know, it's a tool to get you from A to B. Yes, I do like cars, I do like BMWs, just, you know, I think even after driving this, I still think a BMW is better than an Audi. Might sound, you know, I might get a lot of people complaining, but, you know, at the end of the day, you know, when electric cars are mainstream, I don't think I will have a problem with it. I think they'll be, you know, they'll have their issues as well, compared with, you know, these kind of cars, you know, petrol, diesel cars. This is of course a diesel car, but, you know, I'm kind of looking forward to it. For me, you know, I don't know why people are so attached to a fuel. Do you know what I mean? I've seen a lot of Facebook comments and stuff, and in discussions where people just, they come out with all sorts of, like, you know, disproven things about electric cars, and it's worse for the environment, all this kind of. Anyway, I mean, it's all down to opinion in a lot of cases, but the point is that, you know, why would you care what fuels your car? And also, they always seem to be like, but electric cars are rubbish and hydrogen cars are going to come. And any reading I've ever done on it has always said that hydrogen is not something that's going to be, you know, a potential replacement. You know, there's a lot of, like, kind of misinformation. Apparently hydrogen's very hard to store, you know, so you can't store it easily in a car without, like, it costing a lot. It's very leaky. I think it costs more energy to produce than it does. Anyway, I don't want to get into conspiracies and things because I don't know. I'm not an expert on it. Just the rough ideas that I have had, you know, kind of explained to me from reputable places, is that electric cars at the moment are the future and are reliable and will get better and are better than internal combustion, whatever. But it is what it is. I'm not, you know, for me, it's a tool. Yes, hopefully, you know, they'll be nice to drive, because people are like, oh no, you can't beat a V8 or you can't beat a V6, or yeah, maybe, I don't know, but I think it's, you know, I'm you know, I've got no issue with a different fuel, is what I'm trying to say. But at the moment I've got this diesel, really a TDI, and it's going along alright. And we're on the M42, and we've got you know, we've got a while before we're going to be switching roads again, I think. And so hopefully, I think goes on to the, I don't know if this goes straight onto the M1. There might be something in between. There might be the A42. I think there's more, you know, there's more changes to the roads. But yeah, basically, so far, from what I can tell, the car's doing okay. And, you know, it's not doing anything that he didn't say it would do. Joining the M1 now, so not far to go before, yeah, basically joining it now. Now the issue is that the M1 can be a bit, you know, busy because it's sort of like a major road up and down the country. So it goes down to London from, like, I don't know exactly where I go. I think like Leeds, and obviously, like, I think like places like Newcastle, although they're not on the M1, join onto it and stuff. So goes all the way up, you know, and then switches to other roads. So yeah, it could be quite busy. There's a lot of sort of major towns and cities along the road. You know, you've got Nottingham, you've got Stoke, Derby, you know, you've got Sheffield, Leeds obviously is going to come up after we will have turned surprised how nice the traffic's been, really, because it is bank holiday weekend and this is Saturday, so a lot of people would have been travelling today, going to somewhere, although I think it has been busier like kind of in the other direction, so I've seen a lot of like traffic looking quite sort of busied up on that side, so they're going down to like southwest, because you know where we've just come from, you know, if you're not from the UK, you know, you probably won't know as much about it, but basically you know, that was where we've come from, was the southwest, and further down there's Cornwall, and there's beaches, there's holiday resorts, you know, well not, you know, campsites and you know, some holiday places with caravans and things like that. There are hotels obviously, and there's beaches. You don't get your kind of all-inclusive resort that you get in Bulgaria. I think that's what I mean. There's no resorts like that, but there's some like, you know, popular places down there, and so it's a very, yeah, you've got Paignton, Torquay, you've got like, you know, you've got Land's End, Penzance, you've got like Loo. Obviously we did a video from Loo, we stayed in Loo and visited people in Plymouth, so you know, you can see that, you know, you know, it's a place for holidays, and so therefore people going down this way, they could be not just heading down towards the southwest, they could be heading to the southeast, you know, they could be heading to London, I mean, you know, they could be heading home just to go and see family, maybe on the south coast. So there's a lot, you know, there's a lot of reasons why people will be going south. It doesn't look too busy though on that side, but yeah, it's not so busy on this side, although there is 50 mile an hour average speed zone which we're going through at the moment, which are a bit of a pain really, and there never seems to be really anything going on. Like really, there's like, I think the emergency lane is gone and they've closed that off with like, you know, they're doing roadworks or something, and it's not really like, I don't know why it needs to be 50 miles an hour, because you know, there's no one working in it, there's nobody doing anything, so I don't know, they seem quite artificial to me a lot of the time. I'm sure there's some logic behind them, but I don't know, never seem to really be that, you know. I'm sure we could be doing 70 here and it wouldn't be an issue. Instead we're losing time, and there's been lots of them. But anyway, yeah, heading on up the M1 now, doesn't seem too busy. We are later on in the day as well, so you know, at the moment I think we're 7 o'clock in the evening. I mean, I'm surprised how quickly that time has gone. So we're only actually an hour away roughly from Doncaster, and I got in the car and I remember it being like 4 o'clock or something, so you know, it feels like time has passed really fast really. I'm on the home straight now, just going into the lane for the M18, heading towards Hull and Doncaster. Obviously we're going to Doncaster, not to Hull, but yeah, this is the road that comes off the M1, and yeah, it's 7:45 nearly, so it's probably about right. I think I'll be back within sort of like 15-20 minutes, that's probably right. So yeah, not a bad trip so far. The car's been fine. I'm just going alongside a massive Royal Mail van, well, lorry. I always like worried they're going to pull across, but they didn't. Yeah, so been a pretty uneventful trip so far. Touch wood, cross fingers. Got no wood to touch, as you know. Anyway, basically, yeah, moving along down the M18 now. The M18 starts here, so it's not a road that you join as such, it's the road that it becomes the M18. The M18 joins into the M1, and if we were going to Hull or, you know, to the coast, we'd go down this road as well. But we're not going that way, we're going down the M18, then we should turn off onto the A1M, and then we'll be not far from where we are in Doncaster. And yeah, it's been a long day. I got up at 5 this morning, and I left the house at like I think round about 6 or just after 6, and then I think it might have even been earlier than that actually. Yeah, I think I left before 6, and then I think I was near the train station at 6 when I first sort of said I'm on my way to Axminster, and so it took me about, I know there was nearly 6 hours, maybe a bit more than 6 hours to get to Axminster on the train. It was a bit of a scary moment when I was reading that the train stopped at Axminster, and basically after that there'd been a landslip because of storm that there was last night, and so I was like, wow, that's lucky that we can still get to Axminster. It turns out that other people, they had arranged like rail replacement buses for people after Axminster, but that's not what they were saying in the morning. Anyway, yeah, it was a pretty uneventful trip down to London, across London on the tube, and then the Southwest Trains, or Southwest Railway now, it used to be called Southwest Trains. Train wasn't too bad. 3 carriages really for loads of passengers, which is a bit rubbish. I think there was a lot of people travelling home, maybe to see family. Could see there was quite a few people, I think, going back from university and stuff, probably for the bank holiday weekend. It was pretty quiet on the way down to London from Doncaster, but the train from London to Axminster was absolutely rammed for most of the way, probably until after Wiltshire, just into Dorset. I think it then kind of like it then sorted itself out and sort of got a bit quieter, but it was never like fully quiet. I think because it's bank holiday weekend, but it didn't seem busy in London really, so maybe it was just early, I don't know. But it's been a good trip. Car seems good. Not saying it's perfect, but then the guy never advertised it as perfect, but I think it'll do what we want it to do, which is to be like a kind of car that we can go out with Rachel's parents on day trips, with the kids. We can fit everybody in the car, hopefully. So it should be possible. A 7-seater, and also while we're sort of getting the X5 looked at, seeing what issues might be, we may even sell the X5 depending on how we get on. So let's see. But yeah, basically, the car's been good, cross fingers. But yeah, we're not far from home now, and yeah, hopefully that's been a useful video. I don't know how it could have been unless you're like very specifically going from Doncaster to Axminster. Don't know if it'll be that much use to you, or if you are a crazy person who goes and gets low priced cars, whether that's useful as a video. But if you liked it, please like it. It'd be really good if you could press the like button. If you could subscribe to the channel, that'd be great. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. It doesn't, it's a small thing for you to do, but it means a big deal to us because it really helps out with like YouTube's algorithms and stuff like that. So yeah, if you could subscribe, if you could like the video, that'd be great. And yeah, thanks for watching that. It's been a long day. I'm looking forward to getting back and getting something to eat. But it has been a long day. Basically 6 hours on the train pretty much, and probably about 6 hours or so in the car as well. We left about 3, well no, maybe not 6 hours, so maybe 5 hours in the car. It's probably left about 3 I think from Axminster, so probably about 5 hours. But it's been a long old day, and I was up very early. But anyway, thanks very much for watching that. Hopefully there was something in it that was useful. Thanks very much. I'll see you again in the next video.